All right, live from Machedo.com. Who is Machedo.com and think personal branding? All right, I'm just gonna go just all berserk, totally unscripted, and just having fucking espresso at 9:07 in the evening. So forgive me if I slightly go off track. I'm just keeping this as natural as possible. Anyway, I've been asked a couple of questions by people online and also been given a lot of fucking abuse, which is okay, especially from people from India and the CBSE students, which I give a fuck about anyway. So I've been asked the question, Loy, what is your morning routine? Okay, fine. So here I'll share with you my morning routine. Over the years, I've always tried to find out like what actually is the best in terms of productivity. Now, you need to understand that while many people get up at 4 in the morning for productivity, some get up at 6. I get up whenever I like, because my lifestyle is I sleep when I like, I get up whenever I like, I work whenever I like. That's the beauty of what I do. I don't have to follow a timing. I'm not a slave to the system. So I sleep whenever I want. Like right now it's 9 in the evening and I've just taken my triple shot of espresso. So it's 3 espressos in one, which is really fucking strong. And I think I wouldn't sleep for the next 12 hours. So maybe I'll sleep in the morning. I do not know. So my morning routine, morning figuratively means when I get up, okay? So when I do wake up, the first thing you need to understand is I made it a point whereby I put my iPhone on airplane mode. The reason I put it on airplane mode is because the smartphone can be your biggest, it can be the reason for your destruction and failure. It can be a weapon of self-destruction and distraction. So I make sure that my emails, Facebook, Line, chats, all this, is kept totally, is offline so that I don't have to listen to, these pop-ups like you heard just now. I just keep it on airplane mode. So when I get up in the morning, it's not like my phone is ding 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 ding, because trust me, when I do put it connected to the Wi-Fi, I get ding 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 ding. It just goes on and on because I'm part of WhatsApp group, I'm part of Facebook groups, I'm part of Facebook, YouTube, emails. I get close to 300 a day. So number one, I put it on airplane mode so I don't have to listen to anything. So when I get up in the morning, first thing is my mind is completely blank, because the night before I not only put my iPhone on that is on airplane mode, I wrote down the challenge or the question or the problem that I had that I'd give my mind. So unless of course I have a girlfriend who I'm banging and having great sex, I put down the problem in a black book of mine or in my iPhone or somewhere which I feel is the question I really need to focus on. I keep it next to my bed. I put my phone on airplane mode and I go to sleep. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing after I wake up is I look at my phone and I let my unconscious or subconscious mind kind of give me the answer to the problem. Maybe it can be a dream, maybe it's just nothing. I just let it go. If something comes, comes. If nothing comes, it's okay. So after I wake up, I make sure that the first thing that I do is I take 30 to 50 deep breaths. That is the Win Hof Method, WINHOF, if you can Google it. Win Hof, he's the guy who's known as the Iceman. He's submerged himself in icy waters, even swimming, I think, half a kilometer in ice, actual ice, like Antarctica, like that kind of ice, where his eyeballs literally froze, became like ice. And so he was still able to regulate his temperature, and he runs on top of mountains wearing nothing but just shorts. You're talking of freezing temperatures, which can give people a frostbite. So he has been able to do all this because of his breathing techniques. So I follow his breathing techniques. Initially, if you start the Win Hof method of breathing, by the 10th breath, when I started, this is how you breathe. You so you need to keep doing this Initially, when I started off, by the 10th breath, my head started spinning, my face and my fingers started tingling, because your body doesn't have enough oxygen, and oxygen is what gives you life. So today I can do up to 50 breaths, which is not a problem. So I take deep breaths, and once after that is finished, let's say the 30th or the 50th breath, I feel my body slightly sweating, the temperature goes up. And then what I do is, after I breathe the last breath out, I immediately hold my breath, I don't breathe, and I start doing push-ups. And trust me, you'll find this very strange. If you were to do push-ups without the Win Hof method, you can do up to 5, 10, maybe 15. That is what I could do before. With the Win Hof method, after breathing immediately, without taking a breath in, you can do up to 30. I was able to do 30 push-ups after trying the Win Hof method straight away, and without breathing, holding my breath and still doing it. So the first thing what I do is, obviously the night before, I write down the problem, whatever the problem is, unless I'm banging my girl. And if I am banging my girl or having sex with someone, after I finish the sex and doing all that Kama Sutra and everything else, I go freshen myself up, make sure that I write down, because work is work, pleasure is pleasure. I write down what my problem or whatever the challenge is. I write it down in my iPhone or my iPad or my black book, and I keep it near the bed. And I make sure that my phone is on airplane mode. Then obviously go to sleep. I always have sleeping problems. And for those of you who have insomnia, try apple cider vinegar with a spoon of honey and hot water. It kind of puts you to sleep. And sometimes I do take sleeping pills, one. So I sleep like a log. Sometimes that is if I have to sleep on time. So after I wake up in the morning, the first thing that I do is just check to see if my unconscious mind has given any solutions. If yes, I write it down. If it doesn't make sense, I still write it down. Most of the time it gives me the answer. Immediately I do the Win Hof method, that is 30 to 50 deep breaths. After that, immediately I do push-ups, because what is important is to make sure that adrenaline or your heart rate is just shot up, and you get the body working. And after I finish the push-ups, I immediately go and have ice cold shower. But when I have an ice cold shower, this is something that I do, which I'd like to share with you. I make sure that I take my iPad. This is my iPad connected to the Zag keyboard, which is really good. This is my iPad. Okay. There's one guy who has written, Loy Machedo, you're I don't know if you can see, it says, Loy Machedo, you're a chutia. So it's all these trolls writing. Okay, for those of you who can, let me make sure that you can see, so you know I'm not joking with you. This guy has written, Loy Machedo, you're a chutia, on my YouTube. So many of the Indians. So I take this, and there's something I need to buy, that is the speakers, wireless speakers. What I do is I put on an educational audio program, or a Blinklist is good if you can subscribe to Blinklist. It summarizes a book in, I think, 5 to 10 minutes. So I put Blinklist, or I listen to an educational talk, or I listen to an education program, and I put it full volume. It can be anything from Tony Robbins to Peter Drucker to an Oxford debate, whatever that is educational. So imagine my mind is blank, and I'm filling my mind with educational content. Okay, and the mind stays sharp, and I go have ice cold shower here in Thailand. Whatever is cold, I just have bath with it. And when I'm having bath, I don't have a quick bath. I make sure that I soak my body. I take care of my body, even though I got a nice little tummy, and I stretch my whole body as I'm like giving myself a bath. I make it like aerobics bath. Just be careful that you don't slip and fall. And I keep listening to this, and my bath normally in the morning is like 15-20 minutes. So by the time I listen to at least 3 to 4 books, or at least 15 minutes of educational content, and I obviously brush my teeth, brush my tongue. And if in case I do feel horny in the morning, sometimes I get a hard on, I masturbate. That depends. If I have a girl, I'll have sex with her, then I'll go for a shower. Or if in case I'm alone, masturbate. That kind of feels good. Kind of helps me relax. Depends how my mood is. if I have something to think about, I normally don't get too horny because my mind is diverted towards my problem. So after I finish that, then I continue listening to the educational program. I don't have breakfast. I prefer not having breakfast. So the first thing what I do after that is I have my espresso. I have my espresso because really. Sorry. After I do that, I immediately go. I either sit on this chair, or I go lie down on my bed. So imagine I'm naked. I've just had bath. My body temperature's gone down, so the blood circulation is more. Adrenaline has shot up. Testosterone levels have shot up, and I'm still naked. So what I do is I powder myself. I like to powder myself all over. Put a little perfume, smell good. Just not too strong. I take care of my body. If I need to oil myself, whatever, my feet or whatever. And then I go and lie down on a bed or I sit on the chair, feeling fresh, and then I meditate. By meditation, you don't have to do the om and all that stuff. You don't even have to say anything. I just close my eyes and I just let go. I don't think of anything. If you want, you can look at your third eye, or you can feel. I try this sometimes. I feel I'm floating through a vortex, just going through like a black hole. Sometimes, but it's recommended not to think of anything, so it's just blank. And I put on my timer. I'll tell you. And the alarm that you have to put is it has to be soft. It shouldn't be too hard. Like I'll make you listen to it. See, on the iPhone, it is. It's kind of soft. So what I do is I put a soft tone so it doesn't like jerk me and wake me up. So it goes with a soft tone, and once I get up, I open my eyes slowly. And the funny thing is, by that time, I always get answers. When I wake up my mind, always get answers. Now here's the thing. I still do not put my phone on Wi-Fi because I still want to be in that zone of really focusing on the problem at hand. The only time where I do make the exception to the rule and check my phone for seeing all those stupid messages is when I find it hard to wake up. That is, if I've just slept 2 hours or 3 hours and I need to start my day. So I just distract myself by having something. So by the time I finish the meditation, I'm ready. And the first thing that I do is I take my my espresso. Normally it is 2 shots of espresso. You can even have tea. It's up to you. Whatever wakes you up, whatever is your stimulant. For me, this is the stimulant. I know some people say don't take a stimulant, but this is my stimulant. And I start with the most important task. The most important task that is absolutely important for me, that kind of gives me productivity, that improves my bottom line, that improves the quality of my life. It can be, like, for example, right now I'm reading this book. Now imagine I listen to an educational program. I'm kind of reading Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss. Has a lot of points, but a lot of stuff that maybe I'll use or not use. Then I listen to my online educational programs, which are kind of tough. And if in case I feel I need to write content, I do that. So I do that for the next 2 or 3 hours, whereby that is the most productive 2 or 3 hours. You should not have any kind of interruption, any kind of email, any kind of SMS, nothing. Because remember this, an email or an SMS or a message is somebody else asking for your time, your productivity, your peak performance. So don't give them that. And once afterwards, I feel myself kind of, okay, 2 hours, 3 hours, uninterrupted. And most of the most successful people in the world, I've been reading about them, Peter Thiel and Tim Ferriss and Tony Robbins. What they do is, I'm sure even Richard Branson, after the 3 hours are up, then that is the 3 hours for yourself. Then they give it for other people. Then after that, yes, I start interacting with my clients and everyone else. Now, if in case, let's say I have an important project and I've started answering emails, and then I feel that I again need to do something important, like today, what I do is, after I finished the 3 hours, then I finished speaking with my clients and answering emails, and I want to get back into the productive zone or get back into the state of flow, I once again I repeat the same process. I go to sleep for maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, whatever. I rest my body. I follow the same pattern again, and surprisingly, I'll tell you, it pushes me to peak performance. So this is what I'd honestly recommend for you. Strongly suggest you try it out and see if it works. For me, after years and years of trying different things, I feel this works out really the best for me. So try it out and see how does it work for you. And if it works for you, love to hear from you. Have any questions, let me know. Love to hear what you have to say. So Lloyd from LloydMachedo.com, who's Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding. And yeah, don't forget, subscribe to my channel. Do tell your friends about it. Put your comments, good, bad, ugly. Love to hear from you. And even if you want to give me an abuse, I don't fucking care. Anyway, so Lloyd from LloydMachedo.com, who's Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding, sharing his views. Let me know what you think. Goodbye for now.